The brother of Pope Leo XIV revealed that he warned the newly elected Pontiff not to use the Italian name because it could be an unlucky choice. The man once known as Cardinal Robert Prevost is the first American-born pontiff, having grown up in the suburbs of Chicago. The Pope's brother, John Prevost, has provided insight into his newly famous sibling's inner life, which took him all the way to Peru before serving under Pope Francis at the Vatican. Since the 6th century, popes have taken on a new name, that of one of the Catholic saints, upon election. Prevost, a retired Catholic school principal, admitted that his brother had spoken to him prior to the conclave and asked him what his name should be. "We started rattling off names just to rattle off names," he said, before his brother made a now hilarious suggestion. "I told him it shouldn't be Leo because it will be the 13th, Prevost said, suggesting it was an unlucky number. However, as both the Pope and Prevost realized, the most recent Pope Leo was, in fact, the 13th, making this Pope Leo XIV. He must have done some research to see it's actually the 14th, Prevost told the Daily Herald of his brother. Pope Leo XIV brother suggested he felt his sibling had an inkling of a chance to be elected. However, "I really was just as surprised as everyone when they said his name." Prevost was speaking to his niece, the daughter of both the Pope and Prevost's other brother, Louis, in Florida when the announcement was made. "We both couldn't believe it. Then the phone, the iPad, and my cell phone just went nuts." He gave away further details about his brother's life, telling ABC7 that the new pope is a fan of the Chicago White Sox and not their rival Chicago Cubs, despite their mother being a lifelong Cubs fan. He and his two brothers all knew what we wanted to do very early in life, saying the man he once called Rob wanted to be a priest from the time he could walk. A neighbor once said he was going to be pope someday. How's that for a prognostication? Prevost, 69, was born in Chicago, Illinois, and began studying to become a priest with the Catholic Church at the age of 18, before going on to graduate from Villanova University in Pennsylvania with a degree in mathematics 4 years later. He spent much of his early life in South America and also holds Peruvian citizenship, and was said to have been seen as the least American of the Americans who were in the running at the conclave. A popular figure in the church who served as the head of Pope Francis' vetting process for new bishop nominations, he has been notably quiet about his views on topics such as women in the clergy and same-sex unions. He waded into gender ideology while serving as a bishop in Chiclayo, Peru in 2012, saying that the promotion of gender ideology is confusing because it seeks to create genders that don't exist. Following his graduation in Pennsylvania, Prevost first went to Peru in 1985 as a missionary before being named the Roman Catholic Diocese for the Chilicanas region that same year. Prevost, also known as Father Bob, returned to work as a pastor in Chicago in 1987 for 1 year before becoming the head of the Augustinian Seminary in Trujillo, Peru, a role he kept for a decade. In 1998, he was elected as the head of the Augustinian province of Chicago, making him one of the leading religious figures in the United States. The man he succeeded to lead the Vatican, Pope Francis, brought P.